Hello friends, this is Scott, and I'm back at the hobby farm for a few days, and this is the mess I got to clean up to get started before I can do any of my other work. Now, sometimes you have setbacks, and if you remember this pile of wood that I chopped up last year from my elm from my rental house, about a cord and a quarter to a cord and a half, and it just tipped over in the winter. And I don't know if it was sabotage or if it was just operator error, poor engineering, or what. I think there was a gopher in this pile. So I'm thinking maybe a gopher had something to do with this. So we're going to have to check this out. But to fix this problem, I've got to move all this wood out of the way. So I began chucking to the side just so I can unbury the first rack. My initial plan was to move both racks out of here and use this for gardening space. I think I've got some different ideas now. But first step, though, is I got to get it out of the way so I can get to the racks and then figure out what it was, what caused this catastrophic failure of my ultimate design. I think this whole process took me about 3.5 hours, so I'm not going to bore you with all that. So we'll put a little speed load on here and show how fast I can move through this pile of wood. Again, it was a beautiful day. It was a little bit chilly still. I still had a sweatshirt on, but yeah, it was the start of a very beautiful 3 days down here, and I was able to accomplish a lot. So those will be future videos. But I actually got some gardening done, so stay tuned for some of that. And I'm excited about all that I got done down here. But to get started, though, I had to get rid of this old problem, and I wanted to make sure that that was the first thing I did while I still had energy. So, yeah, it's a mess, and it's quite a bit of wood. But as you see here, I just kept on it. And a little exercise won't kill me, but all this stooping over, you can see I got one hand on my leg and just chucking with one hand most of the time. So, yeah, being 6'3" is not, and old is not always the best for working low on the ground. So here's the rack partly uncovered, and I'm starting to see if I could see any signs of what it was that tipped this over. All I see is a little bit of disturbed dirt, and I see that it sunk. So I think there could have been a gopher in here, but I just think it just got wet and just tipped over, and I didn't put enough screws in the wood, so it just didn't, the wood gave way, and where I had it connected with little pieces, and it just tipped. So it is what it is. So it is still frozen here, and it's still got a little bit of snow in this little area. So, yeah, it's still not quite spring, but it's, again, the perfect time to get this done. So taking a look, this first rack, I think I can leave it here. I just pushed the wood up against the wall a little bit, and I think I'm going to leave one there. And as you see, all the wood that I need to restack. So I didn't do everything, but I did a substantial portion. But I'm going to refill that rack up, steady it up a little bit, push it toward the wall, and then I'll stack the rest of this wood in my new location. And I think I might put the chicken coop here. That's what I'm kind of thinking now, instead of using it for garden space. So here's the rack moved, and I did reinforce it with some more screws. And so I decided to put it up against the fence here. It'll be out of the way. It won't interfere with the gate or the trailers coming in and out of the property. But I also want a little privacy. So this stack of wood should give us that privacy from the main road that runs by the property. We don't get a lot of traffic here, but it'd be nice to not have everybody staring at us while we're outside all the time. So, yeah, we'll see how this works and see if it does the job. Now, I do need to adjust the rack a little bit to get away from the fence. I'm going to have weeds coming up through it, and I'm going to have to kind of deal with those. I don't know what I'm going to do, but at this point, I just want to make sure it's not right up against the fence. And yeah, we'll see how long this takes me to do this. Looking for longer pieces to start for the bottom layer, so hopefully I don't have another tip over. But yeah, you can see I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm already tired, and it's only the first day. But I'm determined to get this job done today. I'm hoping I can get it done before dark so that I can film the finished product. But we'll see. Like I say, I'm starting to slow down a little bit, but I'm just going to keep at it and get her done, and that's all you can do. But I'm happy to be out here. I'm happy to be in the sun, and I'm happy to have my energy kind of rejuvenated from all the winter projects inside and all the snow shoveling. I'm tired. I'm done with that. I want to be out here planting and enjoying why we bought this place is to be outside. So Mr. Lincoln is with me, and as I do more speed now loading of the new rack over on the side, you can see he's not helping me much with all the speed loading. He's just kind of sitting there not making any movement. I think it's kind of cool with the time lapse to see, watch the clouds. Yeah, you can see them moving, and you don't really notice any difference in in their movement, although it's a little faster. But yeah, just grabbing wood and just back and forth, back and forth. I should grab the wheelbarrow, but it's such a close trip. I didn't figure that would be worth my effort. I'll just take the steps. Now, most of these pieces of firewood are fairly large. I didn't chop them very small, if you remember, because this is elm, and elm is a pain. And I just chopped them so they were manageable. I can always chop them up smaller if I'd like, but I'll have all-nighter burners. So when I have my fire pit going, I can just get it started and throw one of these big old chunks on there, and that should last me most of the evening. Well, I'm getting closer to the end of this one, and the pile is disappearing from the middle. And Mr. Lincoln is showing a little bit more signs of life. He's enjoying being outside. He's been cooped up inside too this winter. So, but we're getting her loaded up, and I'm starting to see the privacy already, and I'm glad I put the rack here. I was kind of debating on whether I wanted to put it over by the gate or down here, and I think this is better for privacy. And I can always, extend the rack out in the future, put all the wood along this fence line, or, maybe I can do some plantings, maybe an asparagus bed along that fence line or something, a narrow one. We'll see what I do. I'm just kind of designing as I go. But got down to the point where I needed to fill up the rack that's still standing on the other side, the original rack. And so I'm making sure that I'm shoving it up against the wall. And as you can see, I'm real slowing down. I've about had enough, but I'm going to finish. I'm not going to quit. I'm on a vision quest. Being able to be down here for a few days, I want to get to planting. And so I'm going to finish this today. I don't want to mess with this anymore. I've got vegetables to plant, and I got more videos to show you. But here's a look at the finished product. And I did pick up most of the bark. I still got little pieces. But yeah, it's the original rack is full again. Still have my chopping block there, and I've got a little bit of debris that I was able to get burned up, which I'll show you here in a minute. But I got a few sticks that I was able to get rid of and some twigs and stuff. But there's the new rack, and as you can see, it gives us a little bit of a block from view, and I'm excited about that. And Mr. Lincoln is excited about the new rack, and he wanted to check it out. He wanted to climb it, but he's got to grow a little bit before he can do that, it looks like. So, but I'm happy to have that done, and it's just before dark, and I was able to have this done so I could get on with what I really came down here for, which is to get my hands dirty and start digging in the ground. And there's the amount of bark that I had left that sloughed off. And I'll put that along the fence lines like I've been doing, just to smother weeds. So, it was a fun first day, kind of. But had a lot more fun the subsequent 2 days. And you'll see that here in upcoming videos. But like always, I got to have a fire, and I did burn up some of the sticks, the big sticks, and then some of the twigs. So, well, I hope you like this video, and I'm excited. I'm re-energized for this spring, and I'm excited with all the projects I have to do, and got kind of unlimited content. I'm going to bounce around doing lots of different things as I transition from Salt Lake and bringing most of the gardening stuff down here to the hobby farm. Well, thanks for watching this video, and if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment, as I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support, and again, subscriptions help me a lot. My channel's growing, but I still need more help. Thank you.